Well, hello everybody. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a Moen kitchen faucet. This one is the 67840. I believe you pronounce it Camerist. We use this one a lot. One of the first things you're going to notice here is it's in a plain brown box with just its label on one corner. And there's a reason for that. This is what they call the contractor kit or the job pack or something like that. All the brands have a different name, different thing that they call it, but we get these in like a large package of several faucets. We use this one a lot. This was not sitting on a retail shelf somewhere, so it doesn't have all this colorful packaging. They keep it simple and they keep it cheap. We're going to buy the faucet anyway. We're not going to pick it up and look at it. The other thing you'd notice is there's no straps, there's no plastic wrap, there's nothing like that because this did come in a case with several of the exact same faucets in one large box. So it was sealed at one time, and then we take it apart and have the small individual boxes. This cuts costs and saves money for us, the manufacturer, and everybody else. It's not a lot, but when you're talking about a couple hundred faucets, that ink and stuff does get expensive. So let's go ahead and get started, and we'll open this guy up. So let's go ahead and open this thing up, and it's just a box here. And like all the other kits, you're gonna get your instruction booklet. And just like any other faucet, this is gonna tell you all about how to put this together and the different parts and stuff like that. Now this one is neat because it can be installed in what they call the two-hole configuration. It's got its little mount here for the side sprayer. It does have the centralized one large shank here for the single handle operation. And this is a single handle operation. That's a big thing for Moen. Moen really pioneered the single handle deal way back when. Story goes Alfred Moen burned himself on a two-handle faucet. I think it was one that had two spouts, two handles, hot, cold, and he burned himself, and he said there's got to be a better way to do this, so they came up with this, and he had the patent on that for a very long time. So if you see Moen stuff, it's going to have, a lot of it's going to have that single handle. They do have dual handle stuff now though. And this one's got its own supply lines, which is kind of neat. It's sealed up in here, so less chances for it to leak. It has its own built-in supply lines. So they're basically getting rid of another connection where it could leak. And most of the time in plumbing, it's your connections, it's your fittings, it's where you've joined it together. Now, it's got this rubber grommet that would go on here for the single hole application or the two hole application. You don't have to use the side sprayer, but you've got one. So you'll have two holes on your granite. And here's your nut kit, which is pretty neat. It's got a big nut, and it's got two little screws for these little holes, so you don't actually have to get this ridiculously tight when you're putting it together. You can run those two little screws in those two holes and tighten it that way. Now here again, this video is not really for the install. This is just to show you what you get in the kit here. And you also are going to have your vegetable sprayer. And this will go in that hole and hook up to these neat little things. It just plugs in, and there's a little button there you can push to pop it out. It does have the three-hole application, and this is the grommet that would go under it. And I'm starting to see a lot of these little rubber edges now they used to not give us. So that's neat. That makes this thing less likely to leak. And now you might say, well, that's kind of ugly looking. Here's your actual finished piece that will clip down onto there. It is labeled front, so remember that. And this will have, your sprayer will mount down on, well no it doesn't, does it? Nope, sure doesn't.
I thought it was going to mount on that plate, but it doesn't. It's going to mount over here. That's right. If it's a 4-hole application, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th hole for your sprayer. So this guy here could be a 1, a 2, or a 4-hole, or yeah, 3. I mean, you don't have to have the sprayer. But that's pretty much it for what comes in the box. Now let's see if we can take it apart. Well, let's start with the main body here first. Now, like I said, this one has its supply lines attached, and it does label which is your hot side. They normally have a tag labeling that, and it has its number, its model number, and it has the phone number on here for Moen if you ever have any warranty problems. A lot of your faucet companies, especially your kitchen faucets, put a tag on there if it's got the supply lines. And like I said, the numbers are all there. You can call that 1-800 line and tell them I've got a 67840, and they'll know exactly what that is, and then you can tell them your problems. So let's see, the first thing we want to try to take off here is the aerator. Now, I believe this one is just going to come off of here. With a pair of pliers. Look for flat spots. There might be some flat spots on here. I don't really see any. There it goes. Always be careful with your finish. You can put teeth marks and stuff in this, and you don't want to do that. Alright, like all of our other faucets, we do have a water saver in here. This should be able to come out, and you should be able to take that out. And you don't have to take the whole green thing out. If you get that little O-ring out of there, you'll get rid of the water saver, and you'll get all the flow rate out of this thing. But these things do fill up with dirt and sand. If this is an older house you're installing this on, you could have knocked something loose in your old plumbing piping, and you've got some dirt, debris, or little black pieces of rubber or something in there. Well, that comes out. And this is metal, I like that. And then we have our handle here. Now, to get into here where our cartridge is, there's going to be a little bump right here. And this is pretty popular on the Moens. And actually a lot of kitchen faucets. Some of the indicator will actually have red or blue to tell you hot or cold, which direction. But this one's just chrome. Let's see. Moen can be some kind of difficult sometimes on its little Allen screws. They used to be something like a 7/64 or something like that. It was a real weird Allen screw to find. What is this one? A 7/32. Okay. So it is a weird one there. But go ahead, unscrew that. Your handle should pop off. You don't typically have to take that Allen screw all the way out. It can just hang out in the handle. And here's going to be your little valve cartridge. Now, this is also going to have what we would call a bonnet nut. This one's kind of just a trim piece, so it should unscrew by hand pretty easily, and that's plastic, so watch out for that. Now, in the new construction field, where I've had problems with these faucets is right here on this plastic retaining nut that actually holds this lever in that does your actual valve. And they'll start leaking around here, and you can tighten them up with your pliers and they'll quit. This should pop completely off of here and show you the insides of the valve. Now if you get this far, good luck. But this should pop out of there. go for me. Remember to hold your pliers the right way. There we go. You should be able to get down in here. There you go. There's your old Moen cartridge. Now you can buy those at the hardware store, and these do wear out. This one is actually that ceramic technology where it's two perfectly milled together ceramic discs that slide back and forth. And if you take it out of there, it looks like a smiley face. And you can replace these, but I haven't seen the attrition ceramic is what they called it. I haven't seen those wear out. And it does have lines on it to go back in the right way. That's pretty neat. Maybe I'm not in there the right way. There we go. And this stuff does have grease and stuff all over it. Little clear, transparent, greasy stuff. But you can replace that cartridge. That's it. The rest of this is going to be made together. I mean, I know you can pull this black piece off, but there's no sense in it. These things, I try to keep them real simple. And then we'll just try to put it back together here. And it is going to be keyed to only go in a certain way, because it should stop. This is not. And that's because you do not have it all the way down on there. There it goes. Aha! Here again with these little videos, I wanted to kind of do it without a whole lot of editing. So you can watch me mess up. And I think I put this on backwards. Because it is not going down on there all the way. Okay, guys. There we go. There we go. That's better. Alright. There is a flat spot on this valve here for that screw to line up on. So you know you've got your handle back on here straight. And there we're all put back together now. Except for that, put your little piece back in. Just want to make sure this does, yep. And your supply lines are all one solid piece. This is a pretty neat one, a pretty easy one to hook up. You don't need supply lines, you've got them right there. But you've got to remember, if you were to be replacing this faucet with, say, one that doesn't come equipped with supply lines, you're gonna have to get supply lines. If you're replacing this on one that had supply lines, you don't need the supply lines. So let's see what we got here. Probably messing up. I'm trying to keep stuff in the frame here. And this one should unscrew. And that should unscrew. Yeah, there we go. No water savers on this guy. It's pretty much wide open. But if you did ever have any junk or sand, it's going to be caught up in that. And this is so you can, clean all this stuff out. And you can actually take that out as well If I find the right wrench here. Yep. Because it's got a little hex nut thing in there. Nope. I might not have the right wrench. Maybe it's just messing with me. Ah, there we go. That will pop out, and your spring and little valve pieces right there. This is very similar to that Peerless one we took apart. I don't really think there's any patents on these. It's just a vegetable sprayer. These things can get stuck. You might have to put a little bit of faucet grease around that, but you can oh, no, we're all right. We're all right. Put your little spring back in there. That's neat. It didn't come completely apart like that. But you know, with these guys, with these little sprayers and stuff, you can just replace this whole thing. It's they're pretty much a universal fit, and you can get just that little doodad at a hardware store if this is what's messed up on you. And you can probably reuse the same hose, because I think the threads are all the same size. I believe that's a 3/4. It's like a coarse thread. And there are little O-rings all along all this stuff. I've got a whole box of assorted different sizes of O-rings out in my truck that I use all the time. I probably never will use all of them, but I do use them quite regularly. And that's pretty much it. That's as far as we can take this thing apart. This does snap in here, like I said. Now you're going to do this, you're going to install this, and then you're going to snap this together. And there's a button here you can push to uninstall it, and there's an O-ring right there as well. All right, thanks a lot, guys and gals. That is your Moen Camerist, your 67840 kitchen faucet. Thanks a lot.